How to improve English speaking skills. As a university student, you must be wondering about how to improve English speaking skills. With the dynamic business world today, it will be a plus point if you can speak English fluently. Especially when you are studying at a top university, you will get the chance to improve your speaking skills intensely. Check out the tips below to help you improve your English skills. In addition to being adaptable to university life, improving English speaking skills can help you study better and easier. To make learning English better and easier, here are some tips you can follow. 1. Build a strong foundation. To improve English speaking skills, first you must know that learning a language starts with understanding the tone, vocabulary, and grammar. Hence, you need to build a strong foundation to improve your English speaking skills. Here's what you should do. Start with your vocabulary. When you were a child, you learned words as people point to some items and told you what they are called. Well, you can use this same approach when learning and improving your English skills. You can try choosing to learn a certain number of words each day. Remember that it all begins with vocabulary. Enhance your pronunciation. From YouTube channels to online dictionaries, you can learn to enhance your pronunciation. Get yourself a conversation partner. It will be a great idea to find a native English speaker with whom you can practice your English, if possible. If you don't know anyone in your network, you can consider finding a tutor and practicing your conversation skills. 2. Listen while speaking. Speaking of how to improve English speaking skills, listening is another efficient way. By listening, you can understand the formulation of sentences. Better yet, you can then build your vocabulary is to listen to people speak. Here you can consider listening to podcasts and recorded conversations. From YouTube to real-life conversations, there are so many places to help you learn English speaking. 3. Record your conversation practice. For sure, you might make mistakes when trying to speak in English. However, you must be open to making mistakes so that you can learn from them. How to do this? You can record yourself speaking English with your conversation partner. Then you can play it back and learn even better. By doing this, you can track your progress and notice pronunciation. 4. Surround yourself with the English language. No matter where we live, we will see some restaurant menus, books, movies, and even road signs, all in English language. Hence, you should surround yourself and pay attention to these daily pieces of English. This way, you can build a stronger foundation to improve English speaking skills. 5. Practice with English music and movies. One of the fun ways to improve English speaking skills is to relax and unwind with some music. Also, you can consider other entertainment like movies. Of course, you must choose to listen music and watch movies in English. Otherwise, you can also watch them in your native language with English subtitles that you can read. 6. Read your books out loud. If you like book reading more than speaking and making up your own conversation, you should try reading aloud. This way, you can hear yourself pronounce the words. Moreover, you will be able to remember them more because you are both seeing and reading them. 7. Talk to yourself. If you are still not confident, you can simply talk to yourself. Yes, the more you give time to practice with yourself, the better your English skills will become. 8. Practices make perfect. Find someone who speaks English and help you practice. Even better, you can practice your English speaking skills by speaking in public speaking events. You can try to take part in forums and conferences to slam poetry events, for example. For something less formal, you can consider sharing your creative writing or telling a story in front of friends. By practicing more, it will be faster to improve your English speaking skills. 9. Think in English. When learning English and having a conversation with a native speaker, your natural tendency is to take what they say. Then you will translate it into your native language in your head. Your brain will then create a response in your native language, then translate that response back into English. It will take a long way to process, right? However, if you practice thinking in English, it will take less time to come up with responses and engage in conversations. In fact, you will not have to take that extra step of translating to and from your native language. One effective way to start thinking in English is to keep your diary in English. It does not have to be perfect. The aim is to help you practice getting your thoughts out in English as often as you can. How to overcome the fear of speaking a new language. Learning a new language opens doors to new cultures, opportunities, and friendships. The best way to strengthen language skills is to practice, but for many learners, the fear of speaking a new language hinders their progress. This fear of making mistakes or being misunderstood can discourage even the most confident learners from practicing and improving their language skills. There's even a term for it: xenoglossophobia, the fear of speaking foreign languages. While it sounds somewhat daunting, it's much more common than you may think. Learning a new language but feeling apprehensive about putting it to use? Let's explore the reasons for this anxiety and some tips for overcoming fears, gaining confidence, and enjoying learning a new language. Everyone makes mistakes. It's just part of the adventure. Causes of anxiety in language learning. Language learning anxiety can be fueled by lots of different factors, including fear of being judged, worrying that classmates, teachers, or native speakers might criticize your skills, leading to hesitation and a reluctance to speak. Fear of embarrassment. The anticipation of making mistakes that could lead to embarrassing situations can cause you not to want to speak. Feeling unprepared. The sense of not being ready for unpredictable real-life interactions can exacerbate this anxiety. Miscommunication fears. Especially for beginners to a language, some learners dread the possibility of confusing or potentially offending someone. Focusing too much on words or phrases. Concentrating primarily on words or phrases without practicing full sentences can hinder your ability to form coherent thoughts. This, in turn, contributes to the overall apprehension in speaking and engaging in conversations. While these fears and hesitations are normal, it's also important to challenge them. Many native speakers welcome the opportunity to speak to someone making an active, respectful effort to learn about their language and culture. Mistakes and a bit of self-doubt along the way are a natural part of the journey and something everyone has some form of experience with. How to get over your fear of speaking a new language. Overcoming the fear of speaking a new language involves building confidence step by step and creating a positive learning experience. Here are some tips you may find helpful. 1. Start simple. Begin with basic and straightforward conversations and gradually increase the complexity. This will help ease anxiety and help you master basic interactions. 2. Engage with supportive native speakers and teachers. Engaging with supportive native speakers and tutors who provide constructive feedback creates a safe learning environment, helping you correct mistakes without judgment. 3. Embrace mistakes. Try to reframe mistakes as opportunities to grow. Celebrating small successes, like correct pronunciation or completing a conversation, boosts your confidence and motivation. 4. Practice full sentences and real-life interactions. Practicing full sentences and real-life interactions enhances fluency and preparedness, preparing you for real-world scenarios. If you're struggling during a conversation, don't be afraid to slow down or take a moment to think about your next words. 5. Set realistic goals. Setting realistic goals and being patient are key to fluency in language learning. Don't forget to acknowledge your progress and celebrate those goals once you achieve them. 6. Speak with other language learners. Speaking with other language learners builds camaraderie and shared experiences, making your overall experience more enjoyable. 7. Engage in cultural immersion activities. Engaging in cultural immersion activities, such as watching films or going to events, will help you build a better understanding of the language. Ready to start practicing? Mastering any new skill is a process that requires patience, persistence, and most of all, a positive mindset. When it comes to language learning, the more you practice with simple conversations and begin to embrace mistakes as learning opportunities, the more confidence you'll build. Putting yourself out there, joining communities, and participating in new activities will also help to make your journey all the more enjoyable. Remember, learning to speak a new language takes time. With consistent effort and a supportive environment, you can conquer your fear and better enjoy the rewarding experience of learning a new language.